Aye, Celebrity Traitors episode 3, baby. If you haven't seen the episode and you want to catch up, or if you've seen it and you want to relive the drama, then you are in the right place. We're gonna unpack it, react to it, recap it, all that. My name's Maya, fist bump. Appreciate you. Let's get it. Welcome to Celebrity Traitors. A lot of recaps. This one is the greatest. Long time coming, now the wait is over. Call off the search. I've been putting in the work with Claudia. Yo, I got it out of the mud. Now I'm digging in the dirt. It's a Charlotte church. Got the word on my shoulders. My back hurts. So I kick back with Cat Burns. I've been going hard with Alan Carr. It's heating up. I'm with Celia, with Claire Bowden. We eat it up. We take it back and we speed it up. Long time coming, now the wait is over. Joe Marler, David Olasoga, Joe Wilkinson. Yeah, he feels the sin. Yeah, I'm doing the most with Jonathan Ross. I speak my truth. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Kate Garraway, got Paloma Faith. Come join the clique. We got Niko, Nick, Muhammad is bumping. Got Lucy Bowman, Mark Boner. It's a vibe on God. Got Ruth God, got Stephen Fry. Come enjoy the ride. Got Tamika Empson and Tom Daley. We going crazy. Celebrity Traitors. So we pick up where we left off in the last episode. The celebrities at the round table. The tension is tensioning. We got 3 votes for Kate Garraway, 3 for Niko, 2 for Tamika, 1 for Tom. So now we're gonna find out who Steven voted for. Claudia's like, Steven, who did you vote for and why? Steven's like, I've written down Niko. I've got very little evidence and very little conviction, but yo, I'm sorry. Joe Wilkinson has put down Tom Daley. Celia has put down Charlotte Church. Jonathan Ross, of course, has voted for Niko. This whole thing was his plan. He's been masterminding the whole thing. Charlotte Church has also gone for Niko. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not looking good for our boy Niko. He might be cooked. Claire's like, I've put down Niko. Claire, babe, what happened to you being suspicious of Alan Carr? You were on the right track, and then all of a sudden you got swayed by everybody mentioning Niko's name. Come on, do better, Claire, do better. David's also gone for Niko. Yo, at this point, Niko might as well get up and dip. Tom, who have you gone for, bro? Okay, of course. I'm sorry, Niko, bro, I'm sorry. Finally, it's Nick Mohammed, and he's also gone for Niko. So it's a wrap for Niko, man. Claudia's like, bro, you've received the most votes. You are banished from the castle forever. He's standing in front of everybody, and he seems genuinely sad. When you think of Niko, you think YouTuber, you think funny, jokes, ha ha ha. I thought he'd be on the show just being over the top, cracking jokes, not taking anything seriously, but he really got along with the other players. He was super chill, and you could tell he really wanted to stay. He didn't actually do anything on this show that would warrant him getting voted off. Claudia's like, yo, before you dip, please reveal if you're a traitor or faithful. Niko's looking around the room like, yo, I can't believe I'm out so soon. But it's been an honor getting to know every single one of you. You're all great people. I can now reveal that this whole time I've been faithful. Everyone's like, no! He turns around and dips. Claire Bowden is like, yo, we suck. David Olasoga looks super disappointed in himself. Stephen Fry's like, yo, more than half of us voted for the wrong person. That's crazy. How can we be so wrong? Jonathan Ross is playing it cool, man. He's playing his part. He looks disappointed. Claudia's like, so now we've lost Paloma Faith and Niko, 2 faithfuls. And it's only gonna get worse because the traitors are coming for one of y'all tonight. And this time it'll be quick. None of that slow acting, poisonous flower stuff. This time it'll be pop, 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 you're out. Claudia leaves and the celebrities are looking at each other like, yo, we sent an innocent person home. Stephen Fry's like, oh, poor Niko. I do low-key feel bad for Niko, fam, because it kind of felt personal. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Ross and the Traitors didn't really need to do a lot of behind-the-scenes convincing because most of the people were already suspicious of Niko, you know, because of the pranks and all that and who they thought he was as a person. He didn't really do a bunch of shady stuff on the show to justify being sent home. They weren't basing their decision on what he was doing on the show. They were basing their decision on who they thought he was, the character that he portrays online. And I don't know, man. That something about that just felt a little iffy for me, man. It's like, what did my man do? Apart from Paloma Faith talking about, oh, he asked me for a hug, there was nothing else that they had to go on to be, to pick him. But yo, c'est la vie. It be like that sometimes. Stephen Fry's like, I think we should consider what he said about being set up. They leave the round table. Kate's like, yo, that was rough. I can't believe that they all switched up on me like that. Lucy's like, next time they come for you, I'ma have your back, girl. I got you. Claire Bowding, Ruth Card, Joe Wilkinson, Kat Burns, Nick Muhammad, and Celia are all in the kitchen. Claire's like, yo, early at the beginning of the game when me, Jonathan, Niko, and Ruth were in the car, Jonathan wanted to create an alliance. He was like, us four should team up and back each other up. So I think it's kind of weird. I think it's kind of sus that he switched up on Niko like that. Ruth is like, yo, I was thinking the same thing. Because what did Niko do that would make him switch up like that? That's suspicious. Celia's like, nah, I don't think it's Jonathan. Come on, Celia, they're onto something. You know what I'm saying? Just like, let them talk it out. But yo, now the seed's been planted. Jonathan needs to tread carefully. Facts. We hear the clock chiming. It's time for the gang to go to their private lodgings. Everybody dips. But for the traitors, it's strategy time, baby. They're cloaked up, hoodies down, carrying their lanterns, walking through the darkness.
Hey, listen! If you've made it this far into the video, please consider leaving me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It makes a massive difference, helps us grow this community that we're growing. I appreciate you, fam. And now, let's get back to the video.
They meet up in the hideout, hoodies down. Alan Carr is like, woo, what a day. Kat Burns is like, y'all need to be careful. I've heard both your names get brought up. She's like, Jonathan, Ruth mentioned you. Jonathan's like, yeah, I had a feeling she was sussing me out. Alan's like, who mentioned my name? You know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, in the car, Claire said you'd be the least likely person to take out Paloma. Jonathan's like, all right, so who are we thinking? Who are we taking out? He's like, Tom's super smart and suspicious of everybody. So maybe we take out Tom. Kat's like, yeah. And if we took out Tom, no one would suspect us because Tom hasn't mentioned any of our names. Makes sense. Hey, yo, personally, if I was a traitor on the show, I would go for Tom or Mark because they've both been very vocal about who they suspect. If I took out Tom, the other players would be like, it's gotta be Kate. It's gotta be Kate. Tom was onto her. It's gotta be Kate. They'd vote off Kate, banish her. That's two faithfuls gone. And with Mark, it would take a bit of convincing, but he doesn't trust Tamika. So I'd casually suggest, hey, he wasn't too sure about Tamika. I'm just saying. Maybe Tamika's a traitor. Jonathan's like, yo, what if we took out Claire? Alan Carr's like, I love that idea because Claire's such a strong character and taking her out would be a big statement. The impact would be wild. And Claire's been super vocal about not trusting Kate, so that would make people suspect Kate even more. Alan Carr is really coming into the role, man. He's like, I want impact. At breakfast tomorrow, I want them bugging out, running around scared. Kat's like, look, another option is just going for someone random and unexpected, like Joe Wilkinson. Jonathan's like, actually, you're onto something there because Joe's dangerous. He's not easily swayed. He went, look, I spoke to Niko and don't think, it's him. And when everyone was trying to convince him it was Niko, he didn't change his mind. He sticks to his guns. He'll be hard to manipulate. So maybe we should take out Joe. So the options on the table are Claire, Joe, and Tom Daley. They're like, okay, who wants to do their honors? Alan's like, I will. I've got a taste for it now. They write down the letter, seal it, and they're like, let's go deliver it. Next morning, the breakfast is all laid out and it looks delicious. The first people to arrive are Charlotte Church. Hey, Charlotte. Stephen Fry, Jonathan Ross, and Tamika. Next group, we got David, Nick, Kate, Kat Burns, and Joe Marler. David points out Niko's picture hanging on the wall with a cross in it. He's like, yo, I was so convinced it was Niko. There's a knock on the door. It's the next group. We got Ruth, Lucy, Joe Wilkinson, okay, Joe's safe, and Mark. Everyone's happy, man, clapping, woo! Jonathan's like, yo, yesterday was emotional. I was so upset. Ruth's like, you were upset? Bro, you confidently voted for Niko. You aggressively went for him. Jonathan's like, yeah, but, I felt bad afterwards. Ruth is like, what happened to the alliance, Jonathan? He was meant to be your boy and you stabbed him in the back. Jonathan's like, what alliance? Ruth's like, bro, in the car. He's like, in the car? Me and Niko? Nah. Ruth's like, yeah, you did. You made an alliance. I was there. Jonathan's like, I didn't make an alliance with nobody. You can see Ruth getting vexed. She's like, this dude's playing in my face. This dude is playing in my face, just straight up lying. See, I think Jonathan low-key messed up, man. He didn't handle that very well. If I was in his shoes, I'd have owned up to the alliance. I'd be like, yes, Ruth, you're right. When we were in the car, I was down for an alliance. I wanted the four of us to team up, but I genuinely noticed Niko acting weird. I was convinced he was the traitor, you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel bad that I voted him. I was convinced he was the traitor. I thought we're here to get rid of traitors. What did you want me to do? Just like not vote him out because, we made an alliance even though I think he's a traitor? What are you talking about? What are we even doing here? That's what I would have done. Or better yet, when they were on the round table and Niko pleaded his case passionately, he should have changed his tactic and not voted for Niko. Like, yo, you know what, Niko? You convinced me, bro. Niko had so many votes, he was gonna go home anyway. But worst case scenario, he doesn't go home. It's somebody else like Kate or whatever. Now Niko owes you one. And the rest of the players have seen you listen to reason and change your mind. So you can't be a traitor because traitors have fixed plans. They decide what they're going to do and they do it. So by you showing that, you're flexible and you can listen to reason and you can change your mind, blah, 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 it shows that, maybe you're not a traitor. Listen, BBC, if you're watching, and you're looking for, listen, BBC, if you're BBC, if you're watching and you're looking for an aspiring YouTuber to come onto your show and do his thing, call your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Just, hit me up. Alright, the next group rocks up. Alan Carr, Celia, Claire Bowding, and that's it. No Tom Daley, Olympian British legend, national treasure, blammed out, gone. Everyone's like, no, Tom, bro, not Tom. We flash back to the night before. Tom getting the message. He's like, well, that didn't take long, did it? Tom's like, I'm sad I'm going home, but if they took me out, it means they saw me as a threat. Everyone's shocked, man, because Tom was an asset. Remember in the last challenge, the one with the Trojan horse? Tom is the one that came in clutch and helped them get the W. He's the kind of dude you'd want in your team in future challenges. Alan's loving it, man. He's looking around the table, seeing everyone's shocked expressions, and he's like, this is the impact I wanted. They are shook. It's like, yo, I could be next. Claudia walks in, super dramatic. She's like, as you can see, poor Tom is dead. She gets his picture off the wall and drops it on the floor. Savage. R.I.P. Tom, man, R.I.P. Alright, so everyone goes downstairs. The cars are here to pick him up and take him to their next challenge. They're driving through the woods and they see these cloaked figures with gold masks on, looking creepy and menacing, staring into the cars. The cars pull up and the cloaked figures usher him out of the cars, silently guiding him through the woods. They get to a creepy rundown cabin. The roof's caving in, you got beams of light through the cracks. There's a big metal ring in the center of the cabin with chains hanging down from it. The figures walk around the room, securing each chain around the hands of the players, padlocking them up. Claudia walks in. She's about to tell him what the challenge is. It's dead silent. Then the silence gets broken by Celia. By Celia letting one rip. She owns up to it though. She's like, I'm sorry, Claudia, I farted. Hey yo, shout out to them for keeping this in and not cutting it out as a blooper. Everyone's cracking up. Celia's like, look, it's because I'm nervous, but I always own up to it. Claudia doesn't break character, man. With a straight face, she goes, I always own up to mine too. Everyone settles down and Claudia breaks down what the challenge is. Everyone's chained up. There are 16 keys. They have 25 minutes to free themselves. For each player released and is outside the cabin with Claudia, the gang will have 500 pounds added to the prize fund. So potentially they could walk away with 8,000 pounds added to the prize fund. She gives them a tip. There are 4 keys hidden inside the cabin. The rest of them are outside. Each key can only be used once. And on the key, there'll be a clue on where to find the next set of keys. There are 2 shields up for grabs, and they're outside. She goes outside, leaves them chained up in the cabin. Mark's like, all right, we need to figure out the first 4 to go outside. Kate's like, Nick's gotta be one of them, because he's brilliant at puzzles. Steven, obviously. Claudia's like, players, your 25 minutes start now. Everyone's looking around, man, scrambling. They're looking by their feet. They're looking up above them. They're grabbing things. And then boom, the keys drop down in little sacks. Steven, Nick, Mark, and Cap Burns are the ones who've been selected. So they uncuff themselves and they got hit with a clue. It's a water pump. Mark is the first one out the cabin. Nick's right behind him. They find the water pump with a quickness. They're looking at it like, yo, is there anything written on it? There's a little bucket there with holes in it. They're using a pump, water's pouring out. They're joined by Kat and Steven. They look around and they see this rusty tube thing with a slot at the top. And they look inside and they can see that there are 3 keys at the bottom. So what they've got to do is pour water inside so the keys can float up. So they're pumping. They're filling it up with water. They're running to the thing. All the available cans have holes in them. So they gotta move quickly because they're losing water on the way. There's an extra added twist though. What they do outside affects things inside the cabin. So as they pour water into the thing, there's pipes above the dudes in the cabin with holes in it. And the cold water starts gushing out, soaking them. They're like, no! They are getting wet, soaked to the bone. The light bulbs are flickering. It is chaos. Kate is screaming. Outside, the team is putting in work, trying to cover the holes with their fingers as they run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, they got the keys. They free Celia, Lucy, and Tamika. They find their next clue. It leads them to this long pipe thingy. It's got bolts, screws on it. There's a toolbox next to it with spanners, wrenches, screwdrivers. And they have to slide the keys from one end of the pipe to the other. But they have to unscrew these bits in order to do that. Everyone's trying to take this thing apart using their hands and the wrenches and screwdrivers. Inside the cabin, the lights are flickering. One of the radiator things has sparks flying out of it. Alan's like, ah! The fuse box is acting up. They slide the keys off, run into the cabin, and release the 2 Joes, Joe Wilkinson and Joe Marler. So the next joint is a little bit more complicated. The keys are super high, man, high up, out of reach. So they need to cook up the pulley system to bring them down. They are rotating the wheels, they're pushing, the keys are slowly coming down. And inside the cabin, feathers fall down on the players. And apparently, the feathers stink. Because they're all like, oh, that smells. Later on, when Charlotte has a one-on-one confessional thing, she's like, the feathers smelt of poo. I don't know how else to put it. They're covered in the feathers. Outside, freeing Joe Marler was a good shout because my man is going at it, working the wheel, pushing it, man. That thing's just going round and round like he's just going. The keys come down, they run into the cabin and free the rest of the players. Hey, everyone's out. Let's go! Now they are running around looking for the shields. Claire Bowding finds a shield. Everyone's in the trenches looking for the last shield. Mark finds it. So Claire and Mark are protected from being wiped out by the traitors. So now they're back at the castle, showered, fresh, changed. The 2 Joes are kicking it, you know. They're like, yo, who you voting for? Joe Marler's like, I'm going for Steven. Joe Wilkinson's like, I am going to have to go for Jonathan Ross. And he's like, I was looking around the table and I feel like Jonathan is the kind of dude who would make a move as bold as taking out Paloma Faith. He's like, Stephen is definitely a faithful. I don't even know what you're thinking about. Like, Stephen Fry, you kidding me? He's a faithful. He's like, what I think Claudia would do is she'd pick the two big dogs, right? The two most biggest personalities, Stephen and Jonathan, and have them on two opposite sides. Joe Marler is like, yo, that's a dope theory. He's like, yo, I think you're right. All right. They're back at the round table. It's time to vote off the player they want banished. So they're sitting around the table. It's intense, fam. Celia's like, I've been doing a little snooping. I've been going around watching people trying to see who seems nervous talking to each other. Because if I was a traitor, I would try and avoid talking to my fellow traitors. Okay, Celia, I like the way you're thinking. This, everybody, look at Celia. This is the kind of thinking we need. If we're going to catch these traitors, this is the kind of ingenious, outside the box thinking we need. All right, talk to him, Celia. She's like, the people I've noticed who don't talk to each other are Kat. Yo, I think she's done it. I think she's done it. She's like, Kat and Charlotte Church. No, no, Celia's so close. Charlotte's like, nah, me and Kat kick it all the time. Kat's like, yeah, we do. Tamika's like, listen, I'm low-key suspicious of you, Celia. And Alan Carr jumps in like, yeah, me too. It's the words you use, you know, snooping. You know, it seems like you're playing a character. Claire Bowding throws Alan's name in the hat. She's like, you, Alan, you're the least one we'd suspect to have taken out Paloma. So that could have been a clever strategy. Yes, let's go, Claire. Lucy's like, yeah, but Alan would never do that. Oh, sweet, naive Lucy. Alan's like, yeah, I would never do that. Tamika comes from Mark, which I think is a silly decision because the only reason she's doing it is because last time he voted for her and he said, look, he thought she was a traitor. So she just comes across as being defensive, like she's trying to deflect, which is a dumb move. She's like, when everyone was looking at the coffins and being overcome by emotion, I noticed that Mark had distanced himself and he was watching us. Mark's like, yes, I was. Because I was trying to see people's reactions, trying to see if anyone was moving weird. I was trying to catch the traitor. Joe Marler brings up the theory that him and Joe Wilkinson were chatting about before. He's like, I think Claudia would pick Stephen Fry and Jonathan Ross to lead the faithfuls and the traitors. I just can't figure out which is which. Joe Wilkinson is like, I agree. I've been trying to work out who would pull off a move as brazy as taking Paloma out. And the only person I can think of is you, Jonathan Ross. You. Jonathan is like, I can see why you think that, but I didn't do it. Ruth is like, yes, thank God someone brought up Jonathan. She's like, Jonathan, I think you are a traitor because you did Niko dirty. You were talking about forming an alliance with him, and then you switched up when you realized he could be an easy target. Jonathan's like, nah, I didn't form no alliance with nobody. Claire jumps in like, bro, you did. I was there. I was in the car with you, Niko, and Ruth. You did say that. Jonathan stands on business. He's like, nah, I didn't. And I voted for Niko because I thought he was acting differently after the traitors got picked. Ruth is not letting it slide though. She's not backing down. The two of them are going back and forth. Just she's accusing him of being a traitor. He's denying it. He's like, I promise you I'm not. Claudia jumps in like, time for discussions is over. Finito. It's time to write down who you think is a traitor. So boom. This is how everybody voted. Joe Marler went for Kate. Lucy went for David. Kat Burns picked Stephen Fry. Stephen picks Charlotte Church. Joe Wilkinson has picked Jonathan Ross. Celia has gone for Kat Burns. Jonathan Ross, he's gone for Ruth Card. His reasoning is, look, I'm not a traitor, and the fact that you've gone for me proves you are a traitor. So far we got one vote for Kate, one for David, one for Steven, one for Charlotte, one for Jonathan, and one for Kat. Oh, and one for Ruth. So they're all over the place, man. They're all over the place. Charlotte goes for Tamika. Claire's gone for Alan. David's gone for Steven. Nick's gone for Tamika. Ruth's gone for Jonathan, obviously. Tamika's gone for Celia. Alan's also gone for Celia. Mark's gone for Tamika. Surprise there, right? One more vote to go. Kate has gone for Tamika. Yo, Tamika has the most votes. Tamika has the most votes. Just that's how it goes. She gets up, stands in front of the group. She's like, yo, I am shocked. Like, I did not see that coming. And she's like, oh, and by the way, I'm a faithful. Everybody's like, no. Mark takes it hard, man. He is fuming because he led the charge. He was convinced from day one that Tamika was a traitor. And now he finds out she isn't. And I get it. Because if you're going with your gut and you are wrong, you start questioning yourself, bro. It's like, yo, my gut low-key sucks. Claudia's like, yo, I ain't even mad. I'm disappointed. That's 2 round tables, 2 faithfuls, gone. Get it together, gang. Later that night, the Traitors link up and Jonathan's like, yo, there's a lot of heat on me right now, especially from Ruth. Kat Burns is like, yeah, I know, but it would be super dumb to get rid of her. Jonathan's like, actually, nah. It would actually be a dope move to get rid of her because nobody would suspect me. They'd think I wouldn't be dumb enough to get rid of her. So we could do up like a double bluff type situation. And Kat's like, yeah, but that's risky because that could backfire. Jonathan's like, yeah, you're right. But yo, it's definitely worth considering Ruth. The second option they bring up is Charlotte Church. But then they're like, nah, maybe we keep Charlotte. Because so far, she's always been wrong, but she sounds super convinced. She goes so hard. So if we keep her in the game long enough, people might start looking at her weird, like maybe she's wrong on purpose. She's gotta be a traitor, you know what I'm saying? The third option is David. Because my man is super intelligent and perceptive. So it's only a matter of time before he figures out Wagwan. They make their decision. Alan writes the note, they seal it up, and we're gonna find out who they took out in the next episode. Hey, don't look at me, man. That's where the episode ended. Hey, thank you so much for watching, man. The fact that you made it this far is crazy. I appreciate you. Please like the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, okay? Subscribe. I am begging. I am on my knees. Please subscribe, man. It means the world to me. I appreciate you.